Hello and welcome. I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com, and today we're going to talk about foods that help you have a healthy thyroid. Definitely there is an answer in the Bible diet as to how you can have a healthy thyroid. So we're going to talk about that today. So many people are just plagued with so many issues with their thyroid. I'm just going to share with you a list and just let these scroll down the screen, and you can just kind of look at them and say, yes, that's me. Yes, that's me. No, don't have that one. Look at these symptoms that might be signaling that you have a thyroid problem. Brittle nails, dry skin, hair loss, fatigue, weight gain, poor memory, constipation, muscle cramps, headaches, PMS, poor libido, metabolism issues, skin problems, nerve problems, and hormonal issues. Now, each one of those symptoms can be attributed to several other factors. It doesn't necessarily mean it's your thyroid. Yet the foods we eat to heal the thyroid are the same foods we eat to heal other problems as well. The bottom line answer is always going to be God's foods bring healing. Now, sometimes we might eliminate a food or a category for a short time just to accelerate the healing, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's always going to be God's foods that bring the healing. It's never going to be a supplement, and it's never going to be a diet program. It's always God's foods. So let's look at the foods that are going to bring healing to your thyroid. Now, you know I love to do grocery discoveries, and so we're just going to go through the different grocery stores that I have traveled through the last 5 years and share with you what those foods are. So first is the fruits. So we can have apples and oranges and kiwi and mangoes to enjoy in our diet. When it comes to vegetables, there is no wrong vegetable. There is no bad vegetable for your thyroid. And yet, one of the main healing vegetables, which is the most misunderstood vegetable when it comes to thyroid, is cruciferous. And as you know, cruciferous, they have so many nutrients within them that bring healing to the body. Yet I love the representation as to why they're called cruciferous, which is because when they bolt into a flower, it's 4 delicate yellow petals shaped perfectly into a cross. And always remember, never forget this, just as the cross brings healing to our soul, these foods bring healing to our gut and our body. Now, many people will say, oh, I can't eat cruciferous because I have a thyroid issue. If they are cooked, you can totally enjoy cruciferous. And it would take a lot of cruciferous to cause the harm that many people talk about that you're going to have with one bite. It really takes a lot of cruciferous to cause the harm that many people out there are trying to share as factual. But yes, you can definitely enjoy them cooked or steamed or baked. My husband loves baked broccoli or baked cauliflower, but he almost likes it burnt. He wants it crispy. And so I'll just toss it with a little olive oil, put it in the oven right around 450, and then when it looks nice and crispy, then I'll give it to him. Now, for most of you, that's overdone, and even for him, it's overdone. But if he'll eat it, then I'll let him enjoy it. Carrots are also a good food, and even sweet potatoes. Many people are trying to say, oh, you should not eat any tubers. No, sweet potatoes are extremely beneficial for your healthy thyroid. So all the greens that you want to enjoy would be healthy as well. Now, here's a food group that some people don't add into their diet. And if you're doing keto, this is extremely important to add in, and it's fermented foods. So whether you're buying Bubby's sauerkraut or Bubby's pickles, those are definitely fermented. You can get them at the grocery store. Or you're making your own fermented vegetables, which I have a video to show you how I did my own. Just make your own sauerkraut. It's so simple and easy. You can do it. But you can ferment any vegetable and enjoy it. So fermented foods are very nutritious and very necessary. If you make your own kombucha, that would be another option. And don't worry about the sugar in kombucha because it gets eaten up by the bacteria. Whole grains. Now, this can be very controversial depending on who you listen to, but always remember we're going back to the Bible diet. And don't tell me, don't put in the comments down below, well, the grains are different today than they were back then. Well, yes, to a degree, but not to the extent that many people claim. I can make bread just like the bread that Jesus ate. And it doesn't always have to be sprouted. We talk about the millstone quite often in Scripture. And so whole grains. So that could be lentils, it could be barley, it could be wheat. And wheat is a group of foods. It's a group of different grains. So it would include your spelt, kamut, your emmer, your einkorn. All of those are all combined into that one term, wheat. And so whole grains, when they are freshly whole grains and you're buying it from a trusted source and you have no chemical sprays on it, then yes, it will bring healing to your microbiome, and your microbiome is where the healing of the thyroid takes place. Your microbiome is where the healing of your hormones takes place. It all starts in the microbiome, which is why I said fermented foods, cruciferous, and now whole grains. We need these foods in our diet. The next category would be nuts. Yes, nuts are very healthful for having a healthy body, which will attribute to a healthy thyroid. And then we go to legumes. Legumes are a little bit different than whole grains, but they are a category that you can enjoy. So that's your split peas. Yes, you can make split pea soup, and you can make different foods like that. The lentil salad that I have in the Healthy Treasures cookbook, I so love that. That is such a delicious salad, very satisfying, very filling, and very economical, because lentils are still per se priced cheaper than other foods in the grocery store, yet they're very filling for your family. So you can serve your family lentils, you can even make a lentil hamburger, things like that, and you can extend your budget. Another category is our herbs and spices. They will always work well for your thyroid to be healthy, and grow your own. All you need is a windowsill. And I know all of you at least have a windowsill out there. And then look at meat. Meat is not a defactor from your healthy thyroid, it's actually a contributor. Yet we always want to know our farmer. I was just at a farm the other day doing a video on eggs, and they offered me a lamb, not for free, but they offered me a lamb, and I was like, well, yes, I just don't want it still, eating grass in my yard. I want it already butchered, because I don't do that. But yet, so there are farmers out there. She just has 4 more than she can handle on her land, and she needed people to come and take it. So always be mindful of people who have a farm. Build a relationship with them. How can you help them on their farm? And chances are when they have extra, they will offer it to you, and then you can buy it typically at a lesser price. And so always be looking for farmers that you can invest in with your time and your ability and your energy, and then maybe they will help you get the meat that you need for your family. Remember, we're not limited by a grocery store and by prices that are skyrocketing. We're only limited by our creativity and our trust in the Lord. So if you trust in the Lord to supply all your needs as He promised, He will. But He may not do it at Kroger or Food Lion or Publix or Whole Foods. He may do it down the road at the farmer. And then lastly would be nuts and seeds. So if you have chia seeds, flax seeds, almonds, pecans, whatever it is, these are still very healthful for your thyroid. Now, what I want you to remove from your diet so that you can be the healthiest you possible, and that your thyroid will just do everything necessary to keep you strong and vibrant, because when you're talking about your hair and your nails and your skin, that's important to many of us. And so what I want you to remove is everything man has touched. Okay, that's kind of almost impossible, but everything that's been processed to a degree. Now, I know some of you are going to comment and say that all food is processed. I get it. We don't even have to go there. We understand that. Yet, if it is in a box or a can, it's more processed than if it's been just picked by a farmer and you picked it up and then you cooked it. You know what I mean by processed. If it's a packaged meal in a box, that's pretty processed. If it's what used to be called an imitation cheese, like Velveeta or American, that's totally processed. In fact, American cheese used to be not artificial, it was imitation processed cheese. I mean, you don't get any more processed than that. It's all fake. They will try to claim, oh, you get this much calcium in this cheese. Like, yeah, don't buy it. Don't buy it. So avoid the processed foods. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and it's very possible. You can do it. I know time is a constraint. I know budgets are a constraint, but you can do it. Remember, we're only limited by our trust in God to provide. And I know I get a lot of emails from people, I'm on a fixed budget. That's okay. God's not on a fixed budget. That's what I want you to remember. So remove whatever is fake, whatever has been contaminated, whatever has been changed. So that would include all of the GMO foods, all of the glyphosate sprayed foods, because those cause havoc in our body. Yet it's been proven that to undo the detriment of the glyphosate sprayed foods is just to eat more broccoli sprouts, which again is cruciferous, and I already talked about the healing benefits of that. So bring those foods into your diet and you and your family will definitely flourish. We need to remove sugar. Now, I'm not talking about fruits. I'm talking about the processed sugar. So if you're going to make cookies, great. Use some date molasses or some date paste or some pomegranate molasses. Use alternatives that are more natural. Even honey. I get my honey from a local beekeeper. And he doesn't heat it. It's just straight from the comb, straight put into my jars. And so I know I get all the vitamins, minerals, everything that God put in that honey to benefit my body. If I buy honey in the grocery store, typically it's been heated because it's required, so that kills off a lot of the nutrients. It's been filtered. I get it. You don't really want to be eating bee wings and bee feet and all that stuff. But anyway, just remember, find a farmer and see the blessings. And I know some of you are in other countries, like, Annette, there's no farmers down here. Pray about it. And God will reveal a special blessing just to you. We're not limited. God's not limited. We're only limited by our trust in Him. So pay attention to that. And just recognize that as your body changes in cellular structure, you can do different things. Adding in sea vegetables, adding in turmeric, and this will help escalate the healing of your thyroid. Be careful about getting on medications too quickly, because you might be able to change the health of your thyroid with food, exercise, and spiritual worship. If you've already had your thyroid removed, thyroidectomy, then yes, you may be on medications the rest of your life. But for the rest of you, consider other options and always look for how God is going to bless you and how He's going to heal you. He is the Jehovah Rapha. He does bring healing even in today's world. Well, thanks for letting me share with you the Bible diet and how to have a healthy thyroid. It's always my joy and my honor to share with you God's recipe for excellent health. And remember, He loves you. He created you on purpose. He made you male and female on purpose, and He has a desire to have a relationship with you that is real and personal. Thanks for watching.